one-time thing, but we won't discuss it further than
we'll see if Reeves plays better or worse blind.
There we go. Hey, Euro Nation, welcome. How do I get to sign up to play? You use the exclamation mark join. That is perfect. I also need your in-game name. Next time, if you use the exclamation point join with your in-game name, it'll actually let us know what your in-game name is so that we can get you signed up immediately. But if you give it to me now, I can actually go ahead and sign. You just write it down, basically. I'm just going to write it down so I can invite you afterwards. So, oh, you're right here. Okay. 3 Euro Nation. Let me copy pasta that for a second. I can't copy pasta that, so I got to actually type it down. Euro Nation. All right, good enough. All right, game.
Push-ups halfway through this to make it through.
Get that blood pumping. Game number 1, Team FlashBang versus Team Best Girl. We got the Thresh, the Ahri banned away, and then of course Reeves is playing, so that's going to be an Anivia banned away. I'm curious to see if it's ban phase 2 that FlashBang take away the Xayah, because I know that's been a big pick for Arcane Vixen. Also, there is that one trick that Intra always plays and is ridiculously good on. However, again, Intra is the last pick for Team Best Girl, so there is that second ban phase where they could try to ban it away. We'll find out. Seal's in the game.
I was wondering if they were going to let it through.
Again, though,
like
Seal is in the second phase, or the second pick phase, so it could have been banned, but I like this. FlashBang, okay. Intra,
stealing the Karthus.
Intra one-tricks Karthus and is stupidly good, but instead of banning it, they decide to actually pick it up and ban the counters to Karthus, the Syndra, and the Ahri. Zeno grabs it, we'll see if he trades it away, but I like that. That's pretty darn spicy.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious, actually. He's like, the ban phase goes all the way through, all 3 of them, and Intra sitting down there like, guys, pick me Karthus. They're gonna let it through. And then Zeno's like, nope. Picks it up for himself. Probably gonna throw that over to Reeves. Oh, no, wait. Vigar picked up, which is one of the Reeves specials right there. So it might be the Vigar going mid and Karthus ADC, possibly. Zeno being an ADC main might be just trying to play that mage in the bottom lane, though I'm not exactly sure it would be the best thing there. The Kai'Sa going to be locked in for Catinator at the moment. They do have 2 ADC mains on their team. Zeno and Catinator both really enjoy that ADC role, but it might be Kai'Sa in the jungle. Have not seen that yet, but I have seen that she can, or I've been told that she can do it and can do it fairly well. I can see why. She can just ult into lane from Fog of War, instant gank, even though she brings no CC to the table. She does bring a fair amount of damage and crazy late game scaling, kind of like Kindred with better engage. So what are your thoughts on the next bans?
I really think that you need to take away some more mid laners away from Lighthouse, because Reeves is just so good on so many champions in the mid lane. Pinch that pool a little bit more. You already have the Ahri and the Syndra banned away. You're taking away the Zed from the side of FlashBang. Pinch it a little bit more. Irelia, another nice one to take out. She can be flexed on the top or mid side. So with that being the final ban from Team Best Girl, I'm thinking that Lighthouse is probably going to play... We already have Vigar. Let me play... No, that's going to be a support Vigar. That's got to be a support Vigar, a AD carry Kai'Sa, mid lane Karthus. So Seal's going to be in the top lane. No, you know what? I'm betting that Zeno's going to try Intra's jungle Karthus. We're going to have Lighthouse in the mid lane on something counter-picky and Seal in the top side. But they could
Catinator's usually the one that jungles dumb stuff.
Because he's ADC main, but that's usually when there's another ADC playing that role, and so far we don't see anyone else picking ADC, and I don't think we will. So I still think Catinator's going to go the AD carry position, as well as he does have that Kai'Sa champion.
That means Zeno is also an AD carry main.
He is. Do you think Zeno's that confident on AD carry Karthus? I know Catinator and Nong Nong have done some crazy things, But ADC Karthus would truly be interesting. Dive, thank you for joining the
I mean,
pool as
mages
well.
are very powerful in bot lane right now. And just the fact, let's see if we'll get any swaps around here.
I am an idiot. It should have been. I should have seen Seal going the Rengar. When his Darius gets spanned away, it's now, I think, 3 for 3 that he picks up the Rengar. So keep in mind, for if you really want to ban out Seal, you're now going to have to ban the Darius and then Rengar because he continuously picks that champion. As Intra grabs the Caston, who we've seen him play that before as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be Zyra mid and Vigar support is what it looks like just from the summoner spells right there with a Rengar top lane. So a little bit of pick potential all the way around. Not terribly great team fighting. Let's check and see what else do they have. Neither team is an amazing team fighter. Swings both ways, probably has the best engage on that Gnar. But before we get too far into the analysis, let's run through players and their champions real quick.
Absolutely. For the side of Team FlashBang, we've got Xeno taking the Kaisa, most likely in the 80 carry role. Let me play 2013 on that supportive Vigar. Catinator with the Karthus in the jungle. So it is Karthus in the jungle. Catinator, though, being the one to play that. Disease Seal on the Rengar and the top side. And last but not least, Lighthouse with the Zyra in the mid lane. Though it could be Zyra support and Vigar in the mid. We'll leave
it could very possibly. Either way works. Now, for Team Best Girl, we've got Cody J on Morgana in the bottom lane supportive role. We've got Not Feeling So Woo on Xin Zhao in the jungle. We've got Swings Both Ways on Gnar in the top lane. We've got Arcane Vixen taking Tristana in the bottom lane ADC role, and Intra rounding it out with Kassadin in the mid lane. You've got some pretty good scaling here between the Tristana and the Kassadin. And the distinct possibility of that late game Tristana getting online with the Morgana Black Shield. That's usually nice to see if you're playing into something that has a lot of CC. Unfortunately, there are really only 2 CC spells on the enemy team and a whole crap load of damage. You've got that Rengar, which facing up against the Gnar, infinite gap closers. Gnar does not like to get gap closed on when he's in mini form. So disadvantage there because it's Seal and he plays really well in the top lane. And he does have a natural champion advantage right there unless Gnar plays way far away from the wave. On the other hand, Xin Zhao, more aggressive jungler than Karthus. I would like to see Not Feeling go into Karthus's jungle and then really just kill Catinator 3 or 4 times. If he takes away blue, the game's over, basically. He just won't have enough mana to sustain himself. Meanwhile, it's kind of a wash on the support, whether it's Vigar or Zyra. It doesn't really matter. Morgana having that Black Shield's going to be able to negate their long-range engage CC. But really, as usefulness goes, I'd give a slight edge to Morgana at the beginning, but if one of the AP supports gets fed, then they'll do about even damage.
Yeah, Vigar R late game can just destroy a Morgana as long as she doesn't have that broken stopwatch or Zanya's to really kind of cancel it. Even with the Black Shield, it's not going to be... It's going to help, but it's not going to be a guaranteed survival late game scaling from Vigar. I do think between the chat and looking at the lineup that it's more likely the Zyra support and a Vigar in the mid lane. The main reason why I would take the Zyra support is because with that Morgana Black Shield, you can absorb basically everything that Vigar wants to put out. He's got 1 CC, he's got that wall, and that's it. Whereas Zyra has multiple ways to snare, to slow, to add.
She only has one.
Ultimate. Though the ultimate as well is going to not only
the
slow,
ultimate's
knock
delayed.
out. So
and I haven't seen the Prestige Edition Kaisa yet. That's pretty cool. No, but the spell shield will block the ultimate as well.
Oh, well, yeah. So, but it's just more for Morgana to have to keep an eye on. Whereas I think, and I may be wrong on this, and I mean, you're the an analyst on this, so you will know way better than I. But I feel like the Zyra Kaisa could be a stronger lane into Tristana Morgana with the Zyra poke, as well as multiple ways to kind of push Morgana to want to use that black shield early, and then rather than the Vigar. But I could be wrong, and also chat could be trolling me. Thank you, Super Synapse, for the 100 bits. Can't swing the big bucks, but for every kill Intra gets, I'll donate 100 bits to the stream. Oh my goodness, Intra, you are on the line now. This is the question. The Cassidon as well? Man, Super Synapse is feeling good.
Watch this game be the only time Intra goes 0-20.
It is possible. And again, Intra is most comfortable on the Karthus that was picked away from him, so he won't have it this game. But still, late game Cassidon can easily 1v3, 1v4. We've seen it on stream 1v5. Definitely in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing with that Cassidon can take over. But Intra, that is the question. No, DePaw there is not only one game. We do at least 3, sometimes, depending on the time, we do 4 as well. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to get into games. Stick around, and we'll be coming right back after this game with more. And you should be immediately getting into game number 2, because according to the list, you are, I think, number 5 getting into game number 2. So don't go anywhere, as we're still waiting to get into game number 1. Kind of chilling, looking at these beautiful skins you talked about earlier, the Prestige Edition Kai'Sa skin. Always cool to see that. Though I gotta say, I think her normal skin is a little bit improved. Like, just stylistically, I'm not a big fan of bangs, but that's just me.
Now, I think that skin looks a lot better in game. The KDA skin looks way too much like her base skin.
This one definitely carries its own unique weight in that it's a very different skin. Yeah, and
we were talking about bot lane strategy. I do agree with you on putting Zyra bot lane over the Vigar, but for a different reason. The CC less so, but more the ability to constantly poke and harass from a range using that Arcane Comet. Vigar doesn't really have a lot of poke threat. Dark Matter, you have to have brain damage to get hit by Dark Matter without being stunned. It's literally the longest skill shot to land in the game. It just 1, 2, 3, and then it hits. So, aside from that, his Q doesn't really do much damage. So, unless he lands, he really only has the zoning from his cage. And if that's down, then he's really just kind of a blob lane. Whereas Zyra, she's a lot squishier and has less reliable CC, but she also brings a lot more damage and a lot more constant lane threat to the table, so I definitely want to see that Zyra go bottom lane.
And looking like Zyra may be, as Vigar's already headed towards that topside river, dropping a ward or just getting personal vision, kind of like a Teemo is a physical ward. He needs to be careful. No vision yet. There is that ping. Saw the Xin Zhao. There are 3 up there as well, as it's looking like Xin Zhao may be starting to red. And Rengar is that top side, so he's just going to be getting vision and then heading up there as well. So the jungle, Karthus for the side of FlashBang, going to be starting his own red before heading to the blue. Question is, will either side invade? Interesting that Reeves, maybe we've caught on to him a little bit too much, so he's going to not go for the level 1 invade this time, and instead give it an opportunity to just go for the safer jungle. Woo! Morgana and Tristana moving up really far forward on that bottom side.
Now, I want to comment on this jungle path really quickly. Zhao. I mentioned this a little bit in the analysis. Xin has much stronger early game than Karthus, so I'm expecting him, and I'm really kind of wanting him to go in here, take the red buff, and then go immediately to his enemy's blue. Now, there has been a ward dropped, but go to the enemy blue buff, take that away, or sit and wait and try and kill Karthus at his blue buff. Wow. That's a lot of damage.
Morgana immediately into the Dark Binding. Kaisa on the run, down to about half. Ignited, ticking away, will be burned down underneath that 200 health mark. And that's where, when the Vygar... Whoa, wait, Zyra actually going to be dropping low as well. Another Dark Binding hits the Kaisa. Woo! We already have a huge amount of health loss on the bottom side for FlashBang. But when the Vygar saw Xin Zhao on that top side, there needed to be that automatic respect, saying it's very likely Xin Zhao's going to be up here. So bot lane, when you're walking the lane, play it slow because they don't have the aggression. A Dark Binding lands, the heal is used, it might not be enough. Zeno goes down, first blood to the Zyra. Tristana able to pick up a kill onto the Kaisa as well. So, wait, it was Lighthouse who picked it up on the Zyra on the Morgana. So he snuck away with first blood, just barely. And then Arcane Vixen was able to pick up the second kill of the game for herself. So a little bit of some early blood on that bottom side, but FlashBang just sneaks out with a small advantage.
Yeah, and I definitely would have preferred to see, in a second, we've got a little bit of action up toward the top side. Catinator waiting in the wings here, and Seal's going to jump in.
Yeah, it's got the double buff on the Karthus. You're kind of dropping those. Skittles drops the swings both ways. Nard down for low. The minion damage is getting countered extremely low, but he's not going to die. Pain
5 HP.
Single digits health, able to float away just barely. Now to see Seal flashes forward Ignite and immediately takes his own kill on the top side. That's the beautiful aggression out of Seal we've come to know and love.
And Catinator still gets an assist.
Jungle Karthus still showing up big. Cody doing what he can with that Dark Binding on the bottom side, but it's only going to hit a minion. So 2 kills to 1, already starting the game off. And talk about Rengar versus Gnar, kind of double monsters on that top side, especially with Rengar picking up his own early kill. That's going to be pretty good, as he's just going to go full aggression up there.
Definitely. I talked a little bit about that laning advantage. Gnar, kind of a champion you pick for the pressure that he gets in lane, but he won't have much pressure against this Rengar, who can just constantly gap close on him so long as there's a brush nearby. Catinator taking a little bit of damage from this Krug camp, and is he going to get executed? He might very well. Oh wait, no, he's popped a pot. He should be okay, unless he mexes up his kite. Yeah, okay, he's fine. He's just going to be out of mana and have to go back.
Well, and picking up those Krugs, they can kind of beat you up a little bit with that AoE pretty quick to clean them up. As you see, Seal going to go in on the swings both ways, get a little bit of damage, force that Gnar to hop away, and try to take lane pressure back over. Getting those minions pushing the other way before they reach the tower is so good, as he's evened up the farm for himself on that top side.
Seal, but having a kill right now. Hold on, Let Me Play is completely out of mana, so he can't really retaliate on any harass that the opponent gives him. To see Seal almost getting tagged by that snare real quick, but manages to dodge out from it. Swings both ways, using this the minion positioning to his advantage right now, poking a little bit down onto his opponent underneath the turret. But now he's going to have to respect the Rengar's presence out of that brush.
Goes in, gets the hit, doesn't even have the electrocute. He's just looking for that harass damage. Grasp of the Undying, just continue to harass away. Good spell sheet on that bottom side, keeps Arcane Vixen from being hit by that snare on the Zyra. Still though, at this point, advantages for FlashBang across the map, little here, little there. Let Me Play, trying to do a safe job in the mid lane, but is slowly, with that mana, losing out in that farm.
Yep. Intra just tagging level 6 over Let Me Play. That means that he has a huge advantage in this lane right now and can probably get a kill if he manages to stack up. Now with the 6 tick from the other side. Hold on, we might have another kill top side. Flash used. And to see Seal is not going to pick up the kill as he already used the flash. However, Catinator with the interesting flash.
To slow, there you go.
The smite, and is going to get executed.
Okay, I like that he kind of walked back in just to make sure there's he knew that he was going to die, may as well be flashy with it. And the mid lane, Intra going in, is going to drop the Vygar down to about half before walking away on the bottom side. The Zyra, she's very squishy. That grenade going to pop and drop her down to below half health. Let Me Play is going to be dropping low. That Ignite for Ignite, the tower shot going to drop Intra low, but it's not going to be enough. Let Me Play will fall, and that's going to be the second kill of the team best girl.
Yeah, and not something you want to see onto your late game scaling Cassid. And Xeno running forward, going to pop the Q, not deal a ton of damage. Really, it's a story of supports in the bottom lane. Cody J landing a ton of bindings onto Lighthouse. Lighthouse replying with damage onto his opposing AD carry, but really there hasn't been a ton to speak of from the ADC role on either side. And that's kind of the story of AD right now. Just the way supports work right now, they're so much stronger in statistics at the beginning of the game that trading with them is incredibly difficult. Either they have a heal of some description, or they just deal so much damage it's not even funny. That's the case right now. Catinator clearing out his red buff real quick. But especially when you're talking about late game ADCs, you can't really 1v1 somebody until a lot later in the game. Seal just gave up a cannon minion to get harassed. That's
hey,
sad.
Priorities. You gotta get that damage down. You want those damage stats to look good at the end of the game. That's what it's all about. Do want to talk about overall compositions, though, whereas Best Girl is going to have that super mega Gnar when it comes to the later side of the game to be that frontline tank and absorb a lot of the initial damage or harassment. And also, you're going to have that diving Xin Zhao to pair with Kassadin. You gotta keep in mind that for FlashBang, they don't really have a frontliner. They don't have anyone that's going to be that initial tank. They don't have anyone that can survive, especially as a Cecile building that Tiamat looks like he's going to be doing the damage route. So for FlashBang, the game is kind of on I kill you before you can get the fight that you want. Because if I don't, when it comes to late game 5v5s, it could be pretty bad. Hey, Super Synapse, they're donating the 100 bits. Thank you for that. Because Kassadin got 1 kill. We'll see if it's an assist or if he's going to go in for a second kill this time. So Let Me Play is ignited, but will survive. So there will not be that extra donation as Karthus actually goes in. But he's going to find himself in the middle of 1v3. Got the double buffs. Just going to be clearing some minions before backing away, trying to hide underneath the turret. Still out of range of it. Not feeling so woo. Decides to back away.
Okay, so Arcane Vixen clearing out the bot lane farm right now. Probably going to lose a few of them under turret. Farming as Tristana always sucks when you're underneath the tower. That's why you don't want to let yourself get shoved in, especially against a lane like Zyra. And I've explained this before, but really what you want to do when you have a poke type of... Or really, you can do this with anybody, but it works better with long-range ADCs. Kind of what you want to do is shove your opponent under tower. This is after you ward. Yes, ADCs still buy wards. If you're not, you're doing it wrong.
If you play League at this point and don't have wards... Oh, I learned something new I'll talk about in a second, as Karthus is trying to get some damage down, not feeling so woo, is going to be running away, but the Seal's able to chase in, get the jump. It is going to be a kill traded over, swings both ways, finds one, but I don't think this trade is going to go in favor of the Gnar. He doesn't have the stacks for the Mega Gnar yet. Intra, though, comes in, gonna find the silence, not going to be enough. Seal uses the brush to hop in, grab himself a second kill, and Intra decides to back away. Let Me Play, not done with this Kassadin just yet. I don't think Intra wants to go in against 2, is going to be jumped on. He's got the shield. He gets the ultimate, gets the turnaround, takes out Rengar for his second kill of the game. What I wanted to briefly say earlier was apparently they updated the game. No matter what, if you walk off of the fountain with nothing in your trinket, you get golden wards. You get those wards. The game will force you to take those wards with you. So there's absolutely no excuse not to drop wards in the game these days.
I'm just wondering, what do you have to do to get placed in Iron?
I don't know, something super bad, as Xeno is going to be locked up. Nice ultimate from Morgana, going to snare both, but he's going to be dropping extremely low. Cody J's out, Arcane Vixen forced to flash away, but the Xin Zhao trying to make the trade comes in, not feeling so, gets slow onto Xeno. The Kai'Sa getting a little bit of damage with the rockets. The Karthus ultimate going to come in. Will it be in time to finish them off? And it does take out one. Arcane Vixen sitting at a sliver of health. Lighthouse wants in, but doesn't have the flash. Intra now trying to come to the bottom lane to party as well. Lighthouse going underneath the turret, wants to take out Tristana, but will be shut down by Intra. It's Super Synapse. You may want to take back those 100 bits every kill, because currently Kassadin is going to be on a 3-0 killing spree.
Yeah. Arcane Vixen played that fight. I don't think she could have played it any worse, to be honest. when when Zyra dropped her ultimate, Tristana jumped backwards out of the fight, whereas Cody J had already engaged using the ultimate. What she should have done is rocket jumped into the enemy onto one of them, because they were half a second away from getting stunned and then snared up by Morgana's the second half of Morgana's combo. In that time, you can do the Goomba Stomp and drop the E charge at the same time. Hold on.
Yeah, and Nader able to pick up the Scuttle Crab. Intra still wanting to get some action and has the double buffs, plenty of mana, but will be jumping into the face of 3 members as Kaisa is going to be rocking her down. Can't finish off Intra, or can't finish off the Lighthouse, and so that is going to be 2 members of Team Best Girl going down. Morgana picked up on the back end by Cat and Nader, doing a really good job just getting those Wall of Pain down to slow everyone. No chance to escape, so the jungle Karthus now 3, 2, and 4 so far this game.
Yeah, that was just excellent collapse from Team FlashBang. Followed by absolutely 0 collapse from their opponents. Swings both ways, just keeps walking next to that brush. It's like, it hasn't changed. It has a cat in it. The cat hasn't left, and the cat wants to eat you. So don't step near the brush, or he's going to pounce on you. How to play against Rengar. Top lane. Don't get near the brush. Farm from the bottom side of your lane. Otherwise, he just gets free rocks.
Free damage. He's going to keep hopping in, and we'll see where things go at this point in the game, because it's 9-3, a 2,000 gold lead for FlashBang. They are down a dragon, but keep in mind, this can all shift once the laning phase is over. We're still in the laning phase. It's pretty late into the game at this point, pushing the 15-minute mark, and no turrets are gone just yet. So far, FlashBang's enjoyed the laning phase, and the Zyra going to be engaging on that bottom side. The hop from Arcane Vixen, but Kai'Sa's going to follow through with it. Trying to get the rockets down, is able to finish it off. The Morgana ultimate, not going to be finished in time, and a double kill to Xeno on the Kai'Sa. 3, 2, and 4. Seal going underneath the turret, forces the flash out of the Gnar. Should be able to walk away, just kidding. It's a Karthus ultimate to pop him and finish him off, and Seal, once again, takes massive advantages in the top side.
Yeah, who needs ganks when you can press R? I mean, come on, guys. I've just renamed Karthus to Arthas.
Arthas? Ooh, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Seal taking down that top lane tower real quick. Probably not going to drop it on this wave. Unless it's a cannon wave, he can probably take down the rest of his HP. I want to see him, even though technically speaking the back is optimal here, it would be even better. Okay, now the teleport is going to be pushed out. If he could take that first tier tower to get himself first tower gold, and it does look like that's what they'll be aiming for once they get they drop this Rift Herald in one lane or the other.
Alright, back to the bottom side. Cody J having a really rough game. Maybe taken out again. Zito able to just follow through on the lockdown from Lighthouse. And that is the 5th death Morgana has had this game. Not what you want to see on that support. And one of the things about Morgana, you really want to get a point where you have that Zhonya's so that you can actually make engages and not get popped. And it is just going to continue to get delayed more and more at this point.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, in mid lane, Vigar having a really rough time against the Kassadin. Both very late game scaling champions, but Kassadin got a... What the...
Nice flashlight house, beautifully done. Just
okay, you said blind, not blonde.
Ouch! Ouch!
Throwing shade. Alright, so meanwhile, mid lane, never mind. Intra, just farming up right now, harassing his lane opponent really heavily, and beating him in CS despite having range first melee advantage.
Oh, Karthus coming in, Intra forced to jump away with that ultimate. Not feeling just...
That's a shaggy looking Karthus.
Which, I gotta say, welcome, Don TV. I follow a lot of your tweets, and it's really funny. Every time I scroll through Twitter, you're one of the first people that shows up. It just kind of happens that way. But welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting. Don't think I've seen your face on here before. We shoutcast custom games of League of Legends that anyone can play in. We hype up the matches. We hype up some amazing plays. It's getting about a 4,000 gold lead so far for FlashBang. But again, we talked about at the beginning of the game that it is the 5-man Team Best Girl later in the game is going to be doing well at the laning phase, still favoring blue side. So far this game, and no turret going down yet means we're just going to extend that laning phase later and later, which is, again, allowing the Veigar to scale. This is a question for you, Wraith, as the analyst. Wraith versus Kassadin, which one scales harder?
Wraith versus Kassadin?
Sorry, right. Veigar versus
I
Kassadin.
Always scale harder.
You always scale.
No.
Yes.
Kassadin, 100%. Veigar, his ultimate is great at one-shotting people, and he does a ton of damage, but Kassadin's is more guaranteed, and he's more effective in a side lane, I think. Speaking Xin Zhao about to take down Catinator right there. But if he takes one more Q, the ultimate is going to come through, and it's going to be a trade.
Is he going to be able to ult in time to keep himself alive? It doesn't matter. Seal flies in using that ultimate to close the gap and get the kill. I think Xin Zhao would have actually lived through that ultimate because you have to be inside the circle to do damage. But Seal showed up to make sure that happened. So interesting plays there. Let me play 2013. Probably going to be taken out again. I love the Kassadin hopping right over the wall. Says I don't even need to worry about that. I've got my own free flash every 6 seconds. And you're going to go down again in that mid lane. Oh,
yeah.
Donshis. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's someone I follow on Twitter whose name is just Dawn, and I completely got you confused for a second. But dude, come play again. It's been a while since you played. Come get into game number 2, man. This is only game number 1. We got plenty of games for you to be able to get in here.
Yeah, at the moment, they really need to focus on taking down that top lane tower. Seal needs to put his full effort behind that fight, shutting down Intra right now. He needs to start going for that tower. However, it does look like Xeno's going to pick this up pretty free, but having that solo goal onto... Hold on.
Morgana ultimate going to be delayed, so not going to be able to go through yet. Zyra already finished off. Arcane Vixen jumping in, wanting to get the last hit, takes out the Kai'Sa as well. Karthus able to pick up that first turret in the mid lane for FlashBang, but it's traded for 2 on the bottom side. Now with the Rift Herald spawn here as well, that might be the mid lane second tier falling, and it could be a trade for a turn on the bottom side. Looks like Best Girl may be backing though. That would be tragic.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, Arcane Vixen trying to knock down that tower in the bot lane, but the mid lane is under fire. They might lose an inhibitor. Yeah, they're going to lose an inhibitor tower to that push. It's going to be 3 towers dropped just like that. And while Tristana does get the trade kit, what was that ultimate?
Oh, let me play. Getting extremely low, but Intra's also low. Not feeling so. It's going to jump to the Raptor to get the finish. It takes out the Karthus. Intra hopping to safety for the moment. Not feeling so. Trying to dodge out the Skittles. Will not be able to do so. Karthus able to get one back.
Karthus getting one for himself, but Intra's just keeps getting more kills. And as the game goes on, Kassadin just gets so much stronger. And having that CS advantage over his ranged opponent definitely tells him that the laning phase wasn't much of a story.
This is what I love about Seal, okay? He's at the top side, the fight goes down in the mid lane, and Seal just runs from top, ults right through the mid lane just to kill Kassadin. It's like, I see somebody below a quarter health, that's my opportunity for a kill. I'm going to run all the way in. Top lane turret's excruciatingly low, but screw it. I want the kill 6, 1, and 2 on this Rengar, and it's getting a little bit tanky with that Black Cleaver as well, so can be at least a moderate front line for the side of FlashBang. But at the moment, if these skirmishes continue the way they are, FlashBang still has a really good chance of winning this game, as Super Synapse is donating up to now 600 bits, as Kassadin is at that 5 kills despite the 3 deaths, can still scale better into the late game.
And currently, picking up that Scuttle Crab in the top lane is going to give them vision. Catinator dueling with the Xin Zhao right here, that didn't go so well for him last time. Intra just going to pop in and pick up the kill real quick for himself. That's just going to be another one going through. Meanwhile, Cody J getting engaged on and is going to be burst down real quick. Hold on, the stun comes through, and that's going to be Cody J picking that up real quick. And Lighthouse going to be caught out on the Zyra as well, not feeling so woo. However, is going to get taken down by Deceased Steel, who needs a bush, but he's not going to find it in time. Shut down by Arcane Vixen, and Lighthouse trying to come in, make the hero play. Intra gets rid of his life as well. Meanwhile, in the top lane, you've just got you've got Tank and Hyperscaler just farming up a storm right now.
Yeah, insane play around the mid. Team Best Girl able to turn around something huge. The skirmish finally fails Flashbang, and they didn't even have the tank for the fight. It really was just more people there to the party and a little bit faster on that burst damage. Seal trying to do his best to 1v4, wasn't able to make it work as Catinator chunked down to half. Intra starting to really pop off. I think Super Synapse may regret his choices. Maybe I should have done the kill death. Yeah, I think you're good, Super Synapse. I really appreciate the bits, but at this point with Intra hitting that 8 and 3, I don't think you have to worry too much more about that. Vigar looking for the Kassadin, won't be able to find him, and so he's able to escape. 19 kills to 17. Gold practically even at this point in the game as Let Me Play is going to look for the Gnar. Doesn't get hit by the stun, doesn't get hit by the snare. Lighthouse trying to do what he can, but Gnar's escaped all the CC for now. Will the damage come through and it itself be enough? Mega Gnar going to pop up. Can he walk away? No! Lighthouse gets it with a plant last shot and swings both ways. It's going to go down, not feeling exciting to engage. Getting the knock up onto the Vigar. Let Me Play trying to escape. Has already burned. The flash will be dropped. No ignite at that point. Says, I'm already dead. No worry to burn extra spells. No need to burn extra spells.
Sometimes you're like, really don't want to die, so you burn your flash, but the really mark of a good player there is knowing when you're dead to rights. It doesn't matter if you're flash, so you just hold on to it and live to flash another day.
That's why I always die first blood, because I'm just gonna hold flash. Why not?
Nothing feels worse than losing both your summoners and your pot at level 1. It's just like, well, I guess I'm not laning right now.
Especially as a super squishy support. Which, by the way, I tried Lux support. I don't like her as much as other supports, so you don't have to worry if we ever duo again. I'm probably going to play something other than Lux support.
Well, that's good, because I would dodge. I hate Lux support.
Alright, so... I was going to say, first Drake of the game is that Wind Drake, and there is a second Wind Drake. My camera being slow as it's for some reason focused very heavily on Seal. Is Arcane Vixen going to try to make the engage? It is a tanky Rengar who's going to use the ultimate to run away for the moment, wants to re-engage, hops back in, but is immediately knocked away by the ultimate from the Tristana, jumping to a minion. Seal trying to escape, Kassadin chasing him down. Intra picks up the 9th kill of the game for himself, and maybe best girl of the game, but it could be traded over for the Baroness. 4 members of FlashBang are all going to turn on and try to break it down with the Zyra plants. That might be enough. Gnar, though, is wise to his swings both ways. He's going to walk in, drop a ward. It's burned down underneath 100,000. Karthus gets it away, and Baron to the side of FlashBang.
So, Dragon coming down, not necessarily the best trade for Baron, especially considering it's just a secondary Cloud Drake. So that just means they're going to be able to run way faster from fight any that finds them. They are at a disadvantage right now. Cody J lands a little bit of a snare right there, but takes one back in return. Intra dropped very low.
Zeno wanting to go in 1v5. He gets grenaded, immediately flashes out, but he may be down out of the fight and gone. Not feeling so, going to be ulted by the Vigar. Still not going to be enough. It's Catinator who goes in. Lighthouse securing the kill. There is 3 of each team member sitting here. Rengar coming for the base. I gotta say very quickly, Grenadier Greg, thank you for the host with 9 viewers. Welcome, guys. This is XLNC Shoutcasting. We shoutcast custom League of Legends matches that anyone can play in. You can use that.
The CCL coming in with the ultimate. Jay going to pop the Zonia's real quick. It does have the ultimate turning. The stun's going to come through, but there's no damage coming through from Arcane Vixen. Let Me Play lands the stun, and the ignite comes down. He is going to fall. Arcane Vixen has the W available. The Goomba Stomp could come through here. Catinator has to go down, but no, she doesn't get it through. The Skittle comes through, does get the trade kill. However, as Kassadin is coming up right now, not going to get the home guards deactivated. Well played right there by the Karthus, deactivating the speed from Cassidy, knowing that he could have theoretically wiped their team right there.
That was so nice. Not only getting the Skittle drop, but also dropping that wall of pain to slow the Cassidy down. No chance to chase anyone that was trying to escape in. And that middle inhibitor goes down for Team Best Girl. They are, for a while, they felt like they were back into the game. Really were keeping the gold fairly even. Team fights were kind of swinging back and forth, but a critical pick in the mid lane by the Kaisa, despite going down, takes the Arcane Vixen, forces the rest of the team to back away, not feeling, maybe going down in a 1v2 situation, trying to fight his way out, gets the knock up on Rengar, and still goes down. Just a bit too much damage for the Zinzao to deal with.
And he also wasn't paying attention, walked right into Rengar. Rengar jumped out, and he didn't react until about half a second later. Always keep your face on your own screen, guys. Cody J taking a ton of damage from those stupid thingamajiggers.
Cody
Seal
jumps the wall. Seal says, I'll follow you right in. Now wants to hop on to swings both ways. Getting a little bit of damage. Will be stunned up by the Neganar. However, the root from the Zyra holds him in place long enough for Seal to continue to chase in. He says, towers? What towers? I don't care too much about it. However, I do care about the Tristana, so we'll be going down. The top lane second tier turret will still fall. Arcane Vixen doing the best that this Tristana can to hold them off, but it's 3 members with the Baron push. Cannon minion as well. It's being burned down. The killer instinct from Kaisa says you're gonna be gone. However, Zinzao says I'll trade that kill right back. Top lane inhibitor turret will fall. Swings both ways, wanting to chase in, not feeling. Also moving in as well. Lighthouse sides stick around with a sliver of health, but they finally decide to call it off, just trying to get those Baron-empowered minions onto the top lane inhibitor as Cody J trying to turn it around onto the bottom side. That's 4 members. Drop Karthus. Catinator using that suicide Karthus tactic just to get those minions pushing and taking out one of the Nexus turrets. Top lane inhibitor gonna be flashed up by Lighthouse. Sacrifices his own life to help those minions finish that inhibitor. That's a second inhibitor for FlashBang as they are continuing to take secure control of the game.
Yeah, definitely a good play right there out of Lighthouse. Knocking down that inhibitor puts 2 lanes full of minions, and that's probably, since they do have Reeves on their team, that's definitely going to be some good macro played around that. They're probably going to send 1 top and take 4 bottom lane in order to knock down the last remaining turrets. And since 1 Nexus turret did go down in that fight, really there's only one way for them to defend themselves, and that's to force a fight and hope that they win it by some miracle. At the moment, though, not looking so promising. Gold leads opened up to 6K, almost 7K right now. Seal just taking away all the jungle camps. But he is going to run out as he does see that he was spotted on a ward. Always a good idea, guys, when you find yourself on a ward and you're like, I'm just going to clear this ward in the middle of the enemy jungle. No, they know you're there. You look like food. I don't care how scary of a Kha'Zix you are, you're still dinner if 5 people collapse.
Dark Binding just misses. It hits a minion. Zito could have been completely shut out, and that would have been a massive pick for Team Best Girl. I wanted to mention that it is really about this pick game. If you can pick off a Kaisa or pick off a Rengar, maybe you can change this way the game is going. A Seal might be being picked off here. He's able to escape for the moment. He's dropping extremely low. Will be finished off. Let me play, forced to run away on that bottom side. Not feeling, chases in a little bit too hard and will be taken out. So far, a 1-for-1, but their super minions are pushing on the top side. Gnar doing his best to defend the mid lane. Arcane Vixen goes in with the spell immunity. Flashes out, but the Cassidy gets the shutdown onto the Kaisa. Can he escape the Karthus ultimate? No, he will not. And that is continuing to trade. Now 2 for 3, and Team Best Girl win that skirmish around that bottom side turret. So they're able to hold on a little bit longer, swing both ways. He's desperately trying to defend against double super minions on the Nexus. Only turret left alive. We'll see how long Best Girl can hold out.
This is why you carry an ADC, guys, because tanks suck at killing super minions. Swings both ways, desperately trying to 1v1 that super minion, but Arcane Vixen has the damage, is going to clean it up real quick before it manages to knock down the second Nexus turret. Having 2 inhibitors down and your Nexus exposed is just like the worst thing ever, because suddenly people are just, you always have to be worried about a backdoor, the guy trying to be the next low-grade X-Peke. And then I've played against somebody trying to do the Cassidy poured across the Nexus, it doesn't work if you have hard CC.
Not quite as effective. Only one person can be the true XPK. Third Windrake of the game picked up, but this time FlashBang gets their own, trying to match some of the double Windrake movement speed of Best Girl. The king, keep in mind though, everyone from Best Girl headed back to the Nexus to defend against the Super Minions, which means their bottom lane exterior turret went down. That's 9 turrets to 2. A massive amount of standing gold for Best Girl, but they have to win a team fight to try to start picking up some of those turrets, and that's where even when they win fights, they can't get objectives off of it.
Yep. Meanwhile, Kaisa just kind of hanging around that Baron right there. You've got 4 members just starting out this Baron dance. They've denied a large amount of vision, and they are going to start this up right away. Not feeling so, manages to catch out Let Me Play, but the Baron's just going to go down. Intra going to int over his life as well after dropping several members low. Catinator and Lighthouse drop low. However, that plant is going to block the bind onto Xeno. To see Seal in the bottom lane about to...
Yeah, Not Feeling is going to try to chase them off. We'll be able to clear out some of these minions. Rengar decides to ult away. I thought that was the entire bait around the Baron just to let Rengar take that bottom lane inhibitor. Instead, they're playing defensively until Seal can go back in onto the Xin Zhao. 1v1 fight, should be able to successfully win it as Gnar is busy with the super minions. Seal picking up his kill and now has to run away against 3 members. If Cody J lands the Dark Binding, which he will, that's going to be Rengar's death. Shut down over to the Tristana, getting a handful of gold back. With double inhibitors now to defend. It's the top lane that's got a little bit before coming back up. Best Girl's still in the game, but there's a long Baron that they're going to have to wait out.
Yeah, Tristana and Cassin are both fairly fed right now, and it's moving into those later stages. So if they can hold out, if their inhibitors can respawn, if they can continue to have one Nexus turret alive, they do have a potential of winning this, especially if they get a pick before the next fight and it turns into a 4v5. They definitely have the damage to win this stuff. Their macro is just not a match for flashbangs right now.
And that's really where the story of the game is. Despite all this fighting, 33 kills to 30. It looks fairly even, but it's a 10 or 7,000 gold lead. Whoa, wait, early flash by Cody J. He's going to have to use the Zanyas to try to defend. Andra able to pick up one. The late game cast, and can he go on a killing spree? Gets the double before being shut down, but the hopping, stomping Tristana hops into her own death. Kaisa flashing the wall. Arcane Vixen able to take out one before falling. It's a 3-for-2 at the moment, but can Kaisa get the full trade around? Able to pick up one, tries to get the Gnar, how he's going to use the Mega Gnar. Xin Zhao goes in, but that Kaisa is just so strong. Knockup won't be enough. Zeta picks up a triple kill once the Quadra swings both ways on the run. It could be the full team ace in the end of the game as Deceased Seal moves in. Not much that this Gnar now in mini form can do. All 3 inhibitors are up, but FlashBang could end it if they wanted to. Seal decides the top lane inhibitor is the one to focus on. Will pick that one up. Kaisa focusing on the bottom inhibitor. They're probably going to 3 inhibitor this red team before moving on to the Nexus turret itself.
Yeah, and really all that does is indicate that the next push with Baron is the game. Really, they don't have really amazing wave clear champions. Cassidon has some AoE. Tristana technically has AoE. Though the explosion for minions dying really doesn't do that much to super minions. I think in analysis I gave the edge bottom lane to Xeno because he's playing A more meta and B more damaging champion. Tristana, she's never really unmeta, I guess you could say, or counter meta, but she is. There's definitely times when she's better. Meanwhile,
one of the composition things that's working out well for FlashBang is the fact that while they have lots of engage, you're talking about Gnar being able to bounce in, Cassidon, Xin Zhao, even the Tristana all wanting to hop in to chase into a fight, you've got so much anti-CC, or counter with the Karthus Wall of Pain slowing anyone down. Vygar wall can stun anyone. It's not a Thresh where one person hits the wall and it's gone. This is Vygar. Anyone who hits that wall gets stunned. They have, and even with Lighthouse Zyra snares, basically says, you want to jump in? That's fine. We're going to CC you back away, reset the fight. going to kill the front line who tries to go in, and then will chase the rest of your people down, especially when they have Seal who constantly goes in after the fight, wrapping up and cleaning up so many of these fights. So it's really working out well for FlashBang that they're not starting the fights, they're the one who's ending the fights. And at this point, 37 kills, almost a 10,000 gold lead. They have everything that they need to finish off the game. Super Minions crashing on 3 different lanes, all 5 members joining together. It is only the one Nexus turret. It's going to fall very quickly. The Golden Morgana not going to be able to time that perfectly. Tries to get away, will still drop. I'm sorry, that was Casson who went golden. He's gone. Now the Morgana goes golden, but she's going to fall very quickly afterwards. The Nexus is on the line. Not Feeling is able to trade one back. The Nart Slam pulls Rengar in, but he can't be finished off. He's fighting on the very edge of the fountain. Doesn't matter. Game is over. Nexus is going to explode, and FlashBang finishes it off with a FlashBang. Haha, you see what I did there.
You're hilarious. All right, so let's roll through MVPs, honorable mentions, and shoutouts real quick. And yeah, Kaisa, totally balanced. The very end, she just gets really powerful. Hold on, my client is loading. Carried by Seal. Waiting.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and do the losing team in the meantime for the side of...
No, it's up now.
Perfect timing. I was like, waiting. I was like, all right, I'll do it. And there we go. Go ahead.
All right. So, for Team Best Girl, MVP, honorable mention, and shout out. Take a look at these damage charts real quick. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. It's kind of difficult. I almost want to give Intra the MVP. I think I'm going to give him the honorable mention because there were 2 instances, like the really key turning points in the game, were places where he got caught out because he was really starting to snowball in toward that late game. And then had he played a little conservatively and waited for some key abilities and CCs to be used before he just dove headlong into the enemy team, I think that was very winnable in toward the mid game. Still played very well, so that gets him the honorable mention. Arcane Vixen, though, I'm actually going to give that MVP to real quick. Playing Tristana, there was 2 instances in the bot lane that she really could have played better, but otherwise well played all around on a champion that, despite the fact that you're dealing with deceased Seal on that Rengar, who was the major threat, still only died 4 times. The main thing that makes me give people MVP on a losing side for ADC is low death count. That means you play while still having decent damage impact on the game, having a low death count. That indicates good positioning to me. That's a lot more impressive to me than high kills but high deaths as well, because anybody can just nuclear missile it into the enemy team. And yeah, Cody, you did a good job. You landed your snares in the bot lane. Good black shields as well. It feels bad to be Morgana when you have black shield and there's a Rengar on the enemy team. It's like, well, their whole team, like, I have anti-CC. The way to deal with anti-CC, don't pick CC, just pick lots of damage. CC is the death is the best CC. Anyway, so for the winning team, FlashBang, owners of the coolest name that we've had in a long time. This one. Seal gets honorable mention for the game. Definitely played that lane really well, especially the double bola into Flash empowered Q. Getting that getting that first kill for himself. Did a really good job in lane getting that advantage. A little bit he took a lot of turrets in the late game, but as for actual teamfight impact, it took him a little longer in the game to get online. However, Xeno, while not very impressive in the early game, really turned it on in the late game, man. And that's going to get him the MVP. And yes, I know I just gave 280. Oh my gosh, 280Cs got MVP. Deal with it, guys. I haven't given an ADC MVP in 3 weeks. So, ADC bias, totally right now. Tristana, Kaisa, both MVPs. Y'all can deal with it, okay?
Right, so
Yeah.
it doesn't count because he's ADC biased. Yeah.
I haven't given an ADC as the MVP in forever. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to give it to Xeno. A couple of those plays, that triple kill almost into a quadra kill, getting close to the end of the game was really cleanly played, using that ultimate both for offense and defense. And yes, Kaisa is totally unbalanced, I know, but still it looks cool. So, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going
Xeno
to
getting that MVP.
Very short break and get set up for game number 2. So if you are on the pool, if you haven't joined the pool yet, definitely join the pool. We're going to continue to run down the queue. You know, it's kind of that first come, first serve. So we're going to start with Crescent Reflect and kind of go from there. Thank you, Super Synapse, for the extra 100 bits. It's not about damage, but about application. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere for game number 2. And I think we got a couple new people as well that we can get in, which I'm very, very excited about. We'll be right back.